Dairylard Nurseries is situated on the picturesque shores of Lough Neagh, Northern Ireland, in a part of the county of Armagh that was traditionally known for growing soft fruit produce. As market demands changed, so too did the crops grown at Dairylard, with rhubarb, apples and soft fruit gradually being replaced with a series of salad crops that now includes round lettuce, iceberg lettuce and continental type lettuces. Audited and accredited annually by both the BRC and Assured Produce, the Dairylard farm covers an area of 60 acres in total, of which approximately 9 acres is equipped with multi-span polytunnel structures, 8 acres of which are frost protected with direct-fired prefaheaters. Within these structures, Dairylard grow round lettuce, celery and a selection of continental type lettuces, along with a stock of cucumbers, peppers and courgettes during the summer months. The proprietor of the business are father and son, Seamus and Shane Donnelly. Seamus's vast experience within the growing environment is complemented by an extensive knowledge gained from his farming background. Shane has a diploma in horticulture from Warrenstown College and completed his practical on a nursery based in Lancashire, England. At present, the majority of the produce grown at Dairylard is marketed directly to supermarkets, with some lettuce crops going to the processing market. What's your overall impression of the new film?
We have been trying different ways to extend seasons with varieties, different types of lettuces, and we've just got nowhere. We've been looking at celery, we've been looking at the flowers, and we'll have a flower business set up now, and we never really thought of looking at polythene. We do grow our lettuces on the polythene to keep for disease purposes and for weed purposes, but we've never thought of changing the polythene on the covers because polytherm was the one which we've always been using. Now we've used the Lumisol and we have seen that we can grow Lala Rossa inside. We've tried iceberg lettuces inside and we were totally shocked at iceberg lettuce. The fact that you could grow iceberg lettuce inside was amazing. Lala Rossas are something which you can see a difference in because of the colour of them, and the Lala Rossa we had inside was as good as what we had outside. So now what we've been looking at is to try to extend our season by possibly coming in April time with Lala Rossas, maybe even March. We're going to have to find this out, and going right through to possibly November. We're doing little trials of flowers at the moment to see how they can cope with regards to diseases and pests and things like that, and at the moment, as you can see the flowers behind me, we're getting reasonable results. This is near the end of September and we have scented stocks.
I understand you grew particular lettuce varieties simultaneously under both Lumisol and the Polytherm AF films. How did they compare during growth?
We tried Little Gems, Red Batavia, Green Batavia, Lala Rossa, and under the Polytherm it was useless. It was no good, they were too soft, the colour wasn't there, and both the greens and the reds, both were the same, both identical. And then this year we tried the Lumisol. First thing, we didn't believe it at the start. Things like this, when you hear, oh, you go, right, okay, very well, good. We planted batches of Lalo Beyonda and Lala Rossa together because we're looking to do a mixed salad in the one bag. We put them in here to see how they would do, and we didn't have enough at the start. So we said, right, we've tried that. Now we'll put really tough stuff in. We put cost lettuce in, which is it's a proper outdoor lettuce. Yeah, we had good torpedo-shaped cost lettuces. That's what we were looking for. Outside for the processors. We brought the outdoor production inside. We grew iceberg lettuce, 4 different varieties of iceberg lettuce, 4 different varieties of cost. We also did Little Gems. We know that Little Gems do grow in the glass houses, but we brought them in here and they look like more outdoor types of lettuce. In here they look like outdoor Little Gems. They were tight of themselves, they were that nice colour, a good frame size that bulked up. And the iceberg lettuce now, there were some varieties suited inside and some didn't. Some of them were perfect. These were proper icebergs, proper spec, proper weight, and the shelf life was as good as what you got outside. And also we've been looking at the colour. We've been looking at the colour, so we're finding that Lala Rossas, we're getting very good colour out of them. The Lala Beyondas, we got very good colour. The icebergs, we got good colour. The indoor lettuce, we had small trials of indoor lettuce, but we want to see what they're like in the winter time. We've mostly tried Rosses to see which is the best for giving them colour, and they were probably as good as what we had with the plants we set outside, because they were a little drier. They just had a better environment to work in.
Research tells us that UV transparent films make plants hardier and less prone to transplant shock, and also less prone to pests and diseases. What has been your experience in a commercial setting?
This is our trial house, so with regards spraying plant protection products on them, we try not to do too much of it in here, because we really want to see how far we can stretch it. With the round lettuces at the start of the season, the Rosses, the icebergs, we didn't spray them at all. These were the ones which we were harvesting in June, July, and there was no mildews, there was very little botrytis. There was even, I would nearly say there was no botrytis on them. But with regards to diseases, we were very surprised that, we are growing mildew resistant varieties, and we didn't see mildew on them. We are growing the mildew resistant varieties, but there wasn't mildew on them, and that was with getting no sprays. The Santa stocks we had at the start of the season, we didn't spray them, they got no mildew. The second batch of stocks we had, they didn't get any mildew. We normally would get mildew all the time, all year round. With regards to the strength of the plants, we found that, for example, indoor lettuces to have a more of a hardier type of lettuce than what we have in the polytherm. With regards to diseases, we have seen very, very little. At the moment, the stocks they're very, very, very good root systems. We're doing a lot of work on the root systems at the moment with Copper, the biological people, and we're using their NutriGrow system, but the root systems in here throughout the season have been very, very good. We have the NutriGrow system in the Santa stocks now, but the previous two batches of Santa stocks, they had no mildew on them. We didn't spray them, and they had no mildew, and they had no botrytis, and the root systems were fantastic.
Has Lumisol provided any other commercial opportunities?
We grew outdoor celery in here as well, and there were certain varieties of celery which we've been growing from I was little, and it's the same variety and it has never changed. And now we tried another two varieties of celery which is more for outdoor, and they work very well in here. So it maybe might mean that we could switch varieties to varieties. Outdoor celery is a nicer celery than the indoor celery. It's better, cleaner, smoother, probably better taste, better colour. It's just the fact that the indoor celery you can get it in a bit earlier. When you're getting in, in the middle of May compared to the outdoor celery coming in at the end of June, and really you're cutting into what the imported season. So we've tried that and it has worked very well. If you can extend the season, you're going to sell more of it, and you're going to cut in, and it opens up more opportunities with customers too, because really our celery season, you'd be starting in the middle of May and carrying through to January time, because it's a little bit milder in Ireland.
Yeah.
The UK celery season is middle of June to probably the second week of October or something like that. So if we can get an extra, possibly 3 to 4 months over the UK season and cut into the imported season, it opens up a lot of windows.
Your Green Island Flowers business focuses on growing stocks. I understand that previously, when grown under polythene, this plant can suffer from mildew, and that you have usually grown it in a controlled glasshouse environment and sprayed frequently. What happened when you grew it under Lumisol?
Whenever I show my advisor from Department of Agriculture, he can't get over the root systems in here for the scented stocks. I know it's a bit of trial work we're doing with the spacings and things like that, but the root systems in here are very, very good on the stocks. We're getting good results with roots. Good roots means a good plant, good strong plant, can take up more nutrients, so it's looking good for root systems in here. For the Rosses and the lettuces, we're going to look at it this winter, because in the summertime you just don't get as big a picture on it, because things are growing slower in the winter.
Yeah.
And if we can get a better root system in the winter time, then we know it's guaranteed a better root system in the summer.
Going forward, what are your plans for Lumisol?
Lumisol, well, we're going to do a lot more testing on it next year. we're going to do a lot more testing on the scented stocks, because at the present time we would grow about maybe 1.5 million stems of scented stocks. There's always a shortage of about maybe 30%. There's about 50 million grown, and if we can expand on what we're doing here, we can do that with the help of the Lumisol by getting a better stem, better quality at this time of the season. We're going to see this winter how it works with our indoor lettuces, if it works with them, with the lot of Russells we have planted up now, with the scented stocks we have. We can see it works with the scented stocks, we can see it works with the lettuces right up until this point. We will have another, I think it's another 2 months of production of lettuce before we get a real picture on it. But at the end of it all, the way it has went this year so far, we could have our whole site in Lumisol. We've about 12 acres here, and Lumisol seems to be the one which would be maybe edging down towards with regards doing more things in the houses and getting better quality and less disease problems. And the biggest thing of all, and it's the biggest cost of all growers, is yield. If it ups our yield a couple of percent, the polythene's paid for.